Small Town Scuttlebutt.
Does this make me look fat?
That's a great open. No, I can't. Well, since you're asking me to,
Well,
assess.
because I wanted to like put my new kicks on. My kink, my pink. Did I say kink? I didn't mean that. Pink for Christmas.
Pink kicks is what
Pink
it is.
kicks,
Yeah.
not kinks, but
Yeah.
this is something else.
We can get to that in the second
Later,
half.
we'll do it in
Okay.
the second half
Yeah,
when
we
your
just
wife
met.
when your wife comes back. We can talk about that. But no, I'm liking the
I think the black and the pink is a great match.
Yeah.
And also, you accessorize very nicely.
Thank you. I'm a woman of fashion.
I can
I'm
tell.
a Maxinista.
I can tell that you care. Like your necklaces are cool and
Thank
your
you.
jewelry. I got a nice.
Yeah.
I like a good watch.
Yeah, me too. I've got a Fitbit. I got it about 10 years ago. My daughters go, "Mom, your Fitbit's so old." I go, "Yeah, but I only use it for time because I can't read an Apple Watch face.
Yeah.
I can't even read my iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
What I would never want, and how could I read text messages that are that drives me insane. I can't even see my phone with my glasses on.
Yeah. When
That's
you're
how
on
bad my
stage,
vision is.
do you dress down your oh, even the glasses are fashionable. Look at the
Thank
camera
you.
there. If you're
No,
watching on YouTube, she's got cool cat eye glasses.
That's
Is that what
right.
they're called?
Yeah, I also have the Kris Jenners, which are like the big, thick, or the Oprahs,
Oh yeah, okay.
But these
I
are like my
understand.
everyday ones. No,
Nice.
but
When you're on stage, do you ever say, "Oh, this is too flashy. I'm not going to wear that"?
no.
Oh, I do.
No.
I don't want to look like, I don't want to look better than people in the
Well-
crowd. Like I'm not going to do a VFW with like a Movado watch, watch,
Yeah, so situationally, right?
Mhm.
So like I did the holiday show at Capo, and I did a holiday show dinner in Rhode Island with all my Rhode Island crew with John Prada and the Rhode Island Comedy Factory.
Yeah.
And I wore like a beautiful black dress.
Oh,
boots.
yeah,
I was
sure.
like
Well, that's an event.
and they
It's-
hire me for that because they love a sexy woman hosting with all the old Italian people.
Sure. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
I'm a hit. They
Oh,
love
yeah.
me. They love me.
I think the old Italian guys get a pass on the
Absolutely.
catcalling and the.
Absolutely. I've
You
had
would kind of expect it. You'd be insulted if they didn't.
I've had more like 70 or 80-year-old mafia men. There's this guy, one day I need to track him down again, but
Yeah.
I met him at the Centerdale, which I just went to. That's a great, great, beautiful venue in Rhode Island at North Providence, as they say. And they just did the Don't Tell comedy there.
Yeah.
On Saturday night. Alan Moreau did that, and a bunch of people I knew. And Emily Raskowski was the headliner that night, she's wonderful.
Yeah.
And a couple other people. But Wednesday night room, there's a lot of old Italian guys there. And this one guy, I sat next to him. He was and I love it because I walk in. I love old people. I love I
Sure.
love the elderly, and especially rich ones. And so I sat next to this guy, and he was like, "Hello, beautiful," and he was definitely like 80, but really in great shape.
Sure.
Let's just say, and I was performing that night. He basically proposed marriage to me. He told me his
Yeah.
whole life story. He was in World War II.
Ooh, yeah.
He did acid with Timothy Leary
Ooh.
in Europe.
Is he in the book Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test?
I need to
Is he
find this.
referenced?
I need to find this man.
You might- yeah.
He was a widower. Anyway, but he was too old looking for me to date. Like I couldn't touch him sexually. I mean, he kissed me like 5 times and held my hand, but
Oh, wow.
yeah. But he
Sweet.
was ready to marry me, and I would have
That-
gladly done it if he wasn't. I mean, I am no Jordan Hudson, but Bill Belichick. Like I was going to ask you about. Like I can't. That's one of my just most nauseating things of 2025.
Can I say something? I
can't.
I am a hot-blooded American male.
Male.
I am a guy's guy.
Yeah.
I have a wandering eye like every other guy is, and
You have a wandering eye.
yes, of course.
That means you actually want to like go through with it.
No. It means if there's a beautiful woman walking
No,
by.
a wandering eye means that you not only look but you try to
Oh,
indulge.
really?
Yes. So you could just
My definition was more innocent.
look
it
it
was
up, pull it
yeah,
up.
Yeah. So
Innocent. Wandering means you're ready to wander. Like,
Oh, I
like
thought the wandering eye just means like here I am holding my wife's hand, but hey, look at that. Like, but everyone does that. If
yeah, I
if
think
your
that
husband says he doesn't do that, he's
no,
full of shit.
no, of course, and I think it would be. I want men to think I'm attractive when I'm on someone else's arm, or I want someone to be like, oh, I could lose her if I'm a dick.
Yeah.
You know, like I want that, and I
Yeah.
want someone to think that my boyfriend is attractive or husband or whatever. You know.
When I like if we see someone
But
who's
wandering, I'm just going to tell you,
yeah.
wandering implies that you're a philanderer.
No, okay.
In my eyes.
So what
In my
what am
mind.
I then? What if I'm like,
No,
oh hey.
you're just a hot-blooded
Yeah.
American male.
Okay.
You're like, oh, I don't know. We got to look it up. We'll come
Yeah.
up with a new term. But the wandering,
So yeah, no, I do that. In fact, I'm also a comic. So if I'm with my wife, I'm like,
you're a
oh my,
you're a comedian.
yeah. Did you know? Yeah. Comedian, air quotes.
We did a show together last
That was
week.
a fun show, by the way.
It was fun, and I felt terrible because I had to leave because I had to go down to the Don't Tell show, but I wanted to see everybody else.
Yeah.
But was I one of the best?
Yeah. Of course, you're awesome. That's why you're here. Can I just say, okay? So let's start the show with this. We're both Gen Xers, and I think we're on the
Yes.
same level with our tech savvy or lack thereof.
Yeah,
Like if you were here maybe 30 minutes ago, guys, trying to get Melissa my Wi-Fi password was a collaborative endeavor that took us about 10 minutes.
he was yelling the words, and I was hearing
The
all the
password.
wrong. He was like timid, and then I wrote human. And then so I finally had to go into the other room, write everything down, and then it still didn't go. And then I noticed that there was a little tiny what is it, QR code?
yeah.
And I put my phone right up to it, and boom! And so I taught him something.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny. Well, we are aware of each other through Instagram.
Yes.
And so I feel like this was an exercise of like, I saw that you and I were going to be doing the show together, and I kind of got excited
yeah.
because I'm like, oh, good. This is somebody who I'm very well aware of
Yes.
in the comedy scene. Haven't worked with them, but it'll be nice to introduce myself and
Yeah.
get to know them because
Yeah.
I got through the vibe that you put out on Instagram. I feel like this is a good person.
Thank you.
And I think
That's
that
a
we're-
great compliment.
Yeah, I think that we're gonna have a lot in common because you
And
know.
we live like 10 minutes apart.
Well, that is just freaking.
Yes.
Like that's cool too.
Yeah, no,
So-
it's cool. It's cool to have friends and neighbors that But I was gonna say when I got that show, the Sweet and Sour comedy show,
Mhm.
I'm really big about promoting people and
Yeah.
as well as myself. So,
Right.
and I'm like we were saying, like I love Instagram. My kids are always like, "You're a boomer. You don't know how to." Instagram's so lame. I'm like, honey, I'm not a boomer. I'm Gen X.
Yeah.
And sorry, but Instagram is. I don't do TikTok. I
Yeah.
do Instagram because it's sort of like Facebook is for the elderly,
Yeah.
which we all know,
Mhm.
and Instagram is sort of like the hip, like
The cool thing.
30s, 40s, 50s,
Yeah.
and then TikTok are the kids, and then whatever. So
Right.
it's like I'm right in that sweet spot of like I still check Facebook because every now and again I want to see if someone's parents died or not, or if like someone was in a ballet. Or,
Sure.
you know,
Yeah.
or
those
like
cute
I'll
family
promote-
pictures.
Yeah, like I promote my kids, activities, or I basically find out where the funeral's going to be next week, which is exactly what I did.
Yeah.
So, but for people that are on Facebook, that's another topic altogether. Social media, keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah, we'll
like,
get
I
into
can't
that.
deal with it. I can't.
Yeah. Well, with the tech, okay. So I already felt like I kind of already knew you.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all those formalities, where where
Yeah.
you're from, what do you do,
Yeah.
like all that stuff is like I've followed you on Instagram for 6 months now, and I know who you are.
And can you see my personality just through the pictures?
Yes,
and,
exactly. So, did you notice like the second you walked in, we just started talking, and and a fly on the wall would never have known that we've never personally met. It was
Yeah.
it was a good energy. I thought.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
I truly feel like again, like I turned 50 a couple years ago,
Mhm.
and I got divorced. We have a whole bunch of different things. Like 2020 was such a pivotal time.
Yeah.
Got divorced. It was during COVID.
I think a lot of marriages shook out during the COVID year.
And it was incredibly painful, but it was also very liberating.
Yeah.
Because now we are great co-parents, and I don't speak ill of my ex or
Right.
the father of my children. In fact, I'm very proud. And many of my friends, I mean, I will be honest, it was rough. It was not pretty.
Yeah. They
And
never are. I mean, it's a divorce. Yeah.
No, but we were able to both like really focus on like the fact, okay, we don't have to deal with each other anymore. We don't have to care about who's snoring, who didn't take out the trash, all those things. We still fight about it occasionally, but now we can just focus on being himself and I can be myself. I mean, you know, like he got sober during that.
Yeah.
I eventually did ish. And we really changed our lives. Like
Yeah.
we really realized that, you know, we were in our 40s and we were watching all different kinds of things happening in the world, people dying, people getting cancer, people getting divorced. And I didn't want to be miserable anymore because
Right.
I always had that spark. And I had started my podcast called Hustle and Heart like in 2017. And that's when I started loving communicating with people, you know, podcasting. I was, you know, I wasn't like the first mover on having a podcast,
Yeah.
but you know, 2017, like
Oh yeah, you're on the.
it's pretty early. Like I fell in love with like Mark Maron and Dax Shepard, and I was listening to all that, and I was like, there's not a lot of women out there, and of course, you know, I was like, screw it, I'm gonna do it,
Yeah.
and so it really got me my comedy to come out. I didn't end up doing stand up till 2023,
Oh, okay.
but that's another, you know, we can get into
Interesting. Yeah. No, this is a lot of times we talk and stuff, and then you know things that come up in conversation at work. You're like, I'm going to take that to a mic, and then you flesh it out. And
I mean,
becomes
this is
something.
basically going to need to be like a 5-part podcast because there's so many topics, and that's why
I feel like you could be a quasi regular.
that
like
would be
like
great.
like a return guest.
I would
like
love that.
beyond my rotation of for the
Yeah.
one-on-one formats.
Yeah, and we can
or
talk
you or
about-
you could be like when we have the desk, and
Yeah.
if one of my co-hosts,
Absolutely.
you could be filling in for Evan Walsh. We have
I would love that.
Melissa Rush. All right, so for people who don't know Melissa Rush, in fact, I think that's the first time I even said your name, but they already read the description and the title of the show.
Yeah.
I went to ChatGPT. And
Oh,
this is-
you did not.
Yeah, I did, because this is kind of like
There's probably like a serial killer in like Wichita named Melissa Rush.
it's funny you say that. It's actually in Sheboygan, but no, just kidding.
I went to school, University of Wisconsin-Madison, so it's highly likely.
Oh yeah, that's so funny.
Oh, my
Small
God.
world.
Yeah.
Going back to like we're Gen Xers and we're dealing with technology.
1989 from high school.
Oh yeah,
Yep, 1989,
Nin-
80s in Westwood High.
94. Guess what was happening while I was getting my college degree in 1994 in June 1994. Everyone was watching it.
Lollapalooza?
Everyone was watching it on television. Saturday, June 18, 1994.
I graduated from college.
It involves a white Bronco.
Oh, OJ.
Yeah,
I graduated from Wisconsin in 94.
amazing.
University of Wisconsin.
How
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah.
All right, so
And you were graduating from high school?
Yeah.
In what town?
Concord, New Hampshire.
Concord, New Hampshire. Okay.
Yep. So we're Gen Xers and we're dealing with the emerging technology.
Yeah.
When we put our heads together, we can get you hooked up to my Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Right. So that's where
Yep.
we're at.
Yep.
Like you're gonna help me with some Instagram stuff. The other night, humble brag,
Oh my
helped
God.
you with how to shoot your own video.
Well, yeah, like put it this way. I am a smart person. I'm good with computers. I cannot figure out how to take good photos or videos with my iPhone.
Yeah.
Like I have girlfriends that like hold it up, you look like a supermodel.
Oh, sure.
I take it, you look like you're a gray
Yeah.
old
It's
woman,
flat.
flat. Like I can't. So
I could totally bring you up to speed on that.
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I have great editing tools, you know.
Mhm,
So
sure.
I have some terrific.
But think of all the time you'd save if you didn't have to do
I just
all
hit
that.
the magic button and I'm
Oh.
20 pounds thinner. And my daughter goes, "Mom, you look like a robot. That doesn't even look like you." No, but I don't like to touch up my appearance because I want to look real. But honey, I'm telling you, I got the eye bags,
Mhm.
and if you've got yellow teeth, I'm gonna help you out,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna, I'm
Yeah.
gonna give you like I like to be nice to people.
There's no reason to have yellow teeth.
No, yellow teeth are gross.
You ever get your teeth whitened professionally?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've done that too.
It hurts so bad that I can't ever do it again. It literally feels like there's needles shooting. I
Yeah.
have sensitive teeth. It feels like the
The
needles.
gums are very sore and
I just
raw
use the
after.
strips now, and they're great.
Okay,
And I use also a tooth powder.
interesting.
It's very
Is it
like-
charcoal?
No, it's not charcoal because I used that once and my whole mouth was black. This is like almost like a baking soda one.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm at the apothecary. You know, like
Oh,
Harry
nice.
Potter.
Nice accent.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Oh, that's great. Just do the rest of the interview like this.
Oh,
Just kidding.
darling,
No.
I will. I can also do Samantha Jones. You know, oh, darling. It's kind of a mix of. It's kind of a mix. Yeah.
That's fun. All right.
Yeah.
So I went to
Impressions.
ChatGPT and I just said, this is my deep dive,
Oh, God.
investigation. I go, I'm interviewing Melissa Rush on my podcast.
Oh my God.
Give me a comprehensive backgrounder for the introduction and questions regarding her comedy career. Also add any fun facts.
Oh my God. I've never done this before.
Yeah, I do this sometimes on the one-on-ones because it's funny to
I
get
want
the
to see
reaction.
if it's accurate.
Yeah, and I think this little bit
Yeah.
works right now because
Hold on,
ChatGPT
I
is an
need to eat a gummy bear.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's
all
rude that
over
you're
the
not
phone.
offering.
Oh, sorry. Here.
I mean, I can eat the real gummy bear.
So
5-second rule.
I know I have ADHD, by the way, but
So do I. Join the club.
Yay!
I knew we had a lot in common.
Yeah, but
This is gonna be a long episode.
I know.
Actually, every comic that's been on here also has AD. It seems like seemingly
And
some degree of it.
Do you know? Well, we'll have to have a secretary to go through all this, but ADHD is absolutely the greatest superpower of my life.
If you can harness it.
If
It takes a
yes.
long time to harness it. Otherwise, you're just an annoying person.
Yeah, otherwise you're just a complete freak who can't organize anything, can't focus, never finishes anything, has impulse. But I've deep
Never
dived,
get to the
never
introduction.
finishes a statement, never
Interrupts.
Yeah, interrupt. Oh yeah, interrupting. That's a big one. And my kid.
But you're self-aware.
Oh, I'm completely self-aware.
Me too. I used to interrupt all the time, and now I'm like, let them finish, even though what you want to say is so much more interesting.
Maybe I should get this off the table.
No, it's
It adds to it. All right,
or whatever you want.
all right, I'll move it because it's like,
Make yourself comfortable.
oh my God,
All right, so let me read this.
it's already
Okay,
falling apart. I'm sorry.
it fell apart 20 minutes ago. All right, Melissa Rush, quick backgrounder. Okay, high level. Melissa Rush is a Boston-born and raised stand-up comedian who performs around New England and also works as a host, MC, and event producer, especially for fundraisers, comedy showcases, and special events in the Boston, Providence orbit. True or false?
True.
Was that well put together?
I actually wrote that. It came from my website.
Oh, yep, and it's attributing it to yes. Oh, so okay,
Yeah, I actually
it came
wrote
from
that.
Melissa Rush Comedy.
Yes, and I have been an event planner for over 25 years. I worked at Fidelity. I worked at Mass General.
Well, we've talked offline.
Yes.
We worked in the same building at Fidelity at the same time.
The Seaport. Beautiful place to work. Hell of a place to get to, though. Take the train.
Oh,
Oh
so
my God.
I lived in Charlestown, so I would go to
Lucky.
walk to North
I
Station
lived in
across.
Charlestown for like 3 months.
Shut up!
I did.
I lived on Park Street.
I can't remember the street, but I lived under the bridge. It was crazy.
Under the bridge. That
Under the
sounds
bridge
safe.
by
Under
the
Tobin?
Schrafft's, by the
Oh, that
Schrafft's
thing.
candy factory.
Yeah.
And it was an apartment that I shared with a guy that I worked with at a law firm. And I only lasted 3 months because he became obsessed with me and he would get upset when I would have friends over. And when I would go out, oh my God, it was so weird. Anyway,
Yeah.
but I did
He
not.
wanted a relationship.
I did not like living in Charlestown under the bridge.
Well, I lived in the gentrified place right behind Olives.
The Bunker Hill Memorial, where the town was filmed.
Right. Yeah. Right at the base
And
of that.
my sister was living in Charlestown while the town was being filmed, and would look down and see Ben Affleck running around doing one of my favorite movies of all time. We should do a movie episode. Freaking love
I'm
the town.
still eating this. I don't think it's going to be good for the nat sound of the show to hear me like chomping on
No,
gummy
we
bears.
shouldn't eat any more gummy bears.
I'm not gonna eat any
That
more.
was my bad decision of the day.
Her comedic lane, as she describes it, wickedly funny, candidly honest, and a snarky one-liner, clever wit vibe. Did you write that too?
I did. It's so embarrassing to write about yourself in such a endearing way. But you know what? If you know what RuPaul always says.
No, I don't.
RuPaul,
I have no idea.
He's one of my my mentors.
Inspos, yeah.
If you don't love yourself, honey, who's gonna love you? Oh God, I really screwed it up now. We're gonna have to cut this in. She goes, if you don't love yourself, then how the hell is anyone gonna love you?
That makes sense.
Basically, like you have to be confident in yourself no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And no one's going to want to date someone or work with someone or be with somebody who's a negative Nelly.
Oh no, yeah.
And if you don't love yourself, then you're not going to attracts like.
There's a
So-
lot of quotes that are similar to
But
that.
RuPaul,
Like
I'm telling you though, like that is serious to me.
that one speaks to
It
you.
speaks to me, honey. And I love the drag.
Material themes include everyday life, childhood, divorce, online dating, raising teen daughters, and her time living in Europe, Amsterdam, and Paris.
That's right.
Often with a you might laugh and blush edge.
That's right. I mean, like my aunts are in their 80s, and they're like
but they love it.
They're my best. Like since my parents
Sit in the front row. You're gonna be
since
my
parents passed away, like they're my they're the grandparents basically.
Yeah.
And they are my biggest fans, and they've come to shows, and I say the P word, the C word, the D word, like I'll say, and I'll sprinkle it in just because that's how my comedy is.
Yeah.
And they are cackling. And one of they're both Irish Catholics from Boston.
Yeah.
And one is more religious than the other. And oh my God, they cackle. My Aunt Jane and my Aunt Audrey. Hi.
I feel like those people,
They love it. They're so funny.
an old Irish woman,
and they're fabulous.
has seen it all, heard it all. They're battle tested. They're they're not gonna.
They're also like they grew up in the city, and they grew up like they were born in the 40s.
They run circles around some of these Gen Z kids now that get like offended by. Oh, life is so much better when you don't get offended by everything. Jesus.
And also too, like we need to respect our elders more. Like we need to take care of our senior citizens because they are holding all the wealth. They were here before technology. They were all that stuff, and it's like. They're they're in their 80s now. They're dying out. We gotta we gotta protect our senior citizens. Can you tell I do a lot of senior citizen shows?
Yeah. Well, they're good.
I love a good lunch. I love a good comedy lunch in Providence.
Oh yeah.
If you want to do one?
Oh, a comedy lunch. I would love to.
That's what I did for Christmas time.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, is a lunch one? Oh.
Yeah, we do lunch ones. We do like a 2:00.
Look, I'm kind of like a comedy whore. I don't think I'd say no to anything.
I love a dinner show. I love a dinner show. Put me on. We had.
Dinner shows are fun because there's a different energy.
Yeah.
Like we're really sharing an experience.
Yeah.
And we've been here for.
Yeah, and the ticket prices are higher because they're getting
the meals.
They're getting the meal plus the show.
Yep.
And I usually host them, and I love them so much. And we actually have like singers. We'll have like Italian like singers like open up the show that do all the classics like. All the Frank Sinatra songs. So it really is like a cabaret.
Yeah.
It's great. And like there's this one guy that's like a dirty magician. And I was like, oh my God. So we have like the cabaret singer, the dirty magician, me. Like it's
I
crazy.
love a magician, by the way. I do this.
I'm telling you,
I love them because you know what? What a good break in the middle of a comedy show. Someone who's it's not a prop comic and it's not it's a comedy. I like them.
There are two comedy magicians I think one's in Boston and one's in Rhode Island, and I can't do it. I can't.
That's funny. Well, that's the other thing. It's also
one of them's dirty too, and I literally have to close my eyes and leave the room.
Oh, it's cringy.
It's just it's
not your thing.
Yeah, it's like like masks and like sexual stuff. Like I can't, like it's ugh.
Yeah.
Especially coming off like a 60-year-old guy. Like I can't. If it was like a hot guy or a hot woman, different. But it's like an old 60. I'm sorry to people that are older.
No, I get it.
I just get creeped out when we're all sexual beings. Some are and some aren't. But like, ugh. So going to hear a guy on stage. He's like, "Oh yeah, I was banging this chick," and I'm like, "Ew, you're disgusting. Who would have sex with you?"
So that's I do not talk about sex, because I'm aware of what I'm working with, and I'm like. No one's going to be like, oh, go on. Tell me more.
Well, if it's
self-deprecating,
that's what comedy is.
Sure. Oh, yes, absolutely. But a lot of times when I hear sex jokes, it's not self-deprecating. It's kind of like, it's almost like bravado. It's like, I'm like, dude, no. But it's also like when women... some women can talk about their sex toys and some women really shouldn't. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I actually...
Like you're 71 or you're 65 years old. I don't want to hear about your fucking dildo.
But I also, one thing that I'm a woman. I'm 54 now. That's crazy. But I don't look a day over.
You don't, you're only as old as you feel and act.
But I also feel like
you're young at heart.
I comfortably identify as like 44.
Okay, so I think it's an ADHD
thing. 44
thing.
Because most people don't believe that I'm in my 50s. And most of my girlfriends that like hang out and like to go out and stuff, people don't, they're like, you're that old? Like, like
50's not old though.
It's not. But
now that we're here, I maybe I'm biased.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no. And so I feel like maybe it's an ADHD thing. You feel like you're 44. Because I say I'm 49 and a half. I feel physically like I'm 70.
Oh,
like
okay.
like the neck,
Ah.
you know, like I can't run
Yeah.
without getting shin splints now.
Oh yeah, the body.
But mentally, I feel like I'm still like that 27-year-old guy.
Yeah,
That's
I
just
totally get it, because the mind and the spirit and the soul, like, there's so much more, like, what do they say? We only use like 3% of our brain.
I might use maybe half of that.
Yeah.
I think I'm at one
But,
point.
like,
I'm
you could-
operating at 1.5.
Yeah, like, I've gotten so woo-woo in the last, like, 10 years. Like, I research this kind of stuff where, like, I do the yoga retreats and the sound baths and the shamans and all this crazy stuff. And I love it because it takes you outside of, there's so much going on in our minds and our bodies and, like, the afterlife. Like, when your parent passes away, my parents passed away. They were only like 74 and 79 and it sucked.
Yeah.
But, like, they are with me. Like, they are around. Like,
Have you ever done Reiki?
Yeah.
Okay. I could tell you did because
Yeah, I mean, I've done
that too. Like
I've done all that kind of stuff. Fire walking, like, you name it, I've done it.
Have you done acupuncture?
Yep.
Yep, I have too.
Cupping
Nope.
on
I
the back.
haven't,
Oh, I love a good
I haven't
cupping.
done that.
They
Yeah.
suck up the fat and the muscle up
Yeah.
in there.
And then you have like big hickeys all over your
Yeah,
body.
you get them on the back. They're cool. They used to be like the Hollywood thing. Like, all the girls would walk out and they'd have them all over their back.
I
And-
think athletes do it too.
Yeah. No, it's really good. What it does is the suction cup. Normally, when you get a massage, I read this, of course I saw this on the internet. You're pushing down the muscles.
Yep.
But when you cup, you're pulling up the muscles off and the fascia in between, which is, everyone talks about the fascia, but it's really that space between the muscles and the tendons and all that stuff. And that's what you need to, like, lift out.
Gotcha.
So yeah. You have to do
Interesting.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Cold plunges. I haven't done that yet.
No,
but
I'm not doing that.
yeah, I want to, though.
I had to do a ice bath shower when I was getting hazed in my fraternity, and I was like, "This is quite possibly the worst thing that's ever
Was your
happened to
hazing
me."
really bad in college?
Oh yeah,
Really? I was too. Like,
For
in the
s-
90s,
yeah.
hazing was still.
Were you in a
full-
sorority?
Yes, I was.
So in our fraternity, 7 semesters in a row, a pledge had to go to the hospital, the emergency room.
Oh, like, people got sexually assaulted.
Oh yeah,
like-
okay, that's a different.
I'm a woman, and I don't even want to go down that road.
Yeah.
But that was a huge problem.
Yeah.
Alcohol. Drugs weren't such a big thing back in the 90s. Like, people smoked weed, but
Oh, I was hanging out. I walked into on some guys doing coke,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, "Oh, what
Yeah.
is that?
yeah,
That's
like,
only in the
later
movies."
In college, I
what
saw
the
that
hell?
stuff, but in, like, the early days, like, maybe it was just like the innocence, but
Yeah, I had this
but it was more
naive.
like, it was
You're
more
naive.
like frat guys smoking weed and drinking beers and
Yeah,
you know
I feel bad for the kids these days.
yeah, like my kids will never experience like the clubbing and go. I mean, I would go to like 3-day festivals in the Netherlands and like the greatest artists
And no
in the
evidence
world.
of anything you did because no one had a phone in your face
Yeah,
or
I
something
think
like that.
Yeah, in fact, when I lived there, it was early 2000s because I moved over there after I had met a guy after a study abroad trip.
Mhm.
And we had phones, but it was only for texting. So it was like a Nokia, which remember the big square fat Nokia phones?
Yeah.
They probably weren't over here that much, but
Oh.
you could text. But I had a separate digital camera
Mm-hmm.
that I would take our pictures of
Okay.
and very rarely do videos. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was, you could just live a freer, again, like we were saying, you could just, if you
Do what you
wanted to
want.
take a couple pictures, cool. But if not,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. No, I mean, like in my fraternity, I call it like a part-time job, but like streaking.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
people are like, "Oh, you'll streak." I'm like, "What's in it for me?" They're like,
Free beer.
"I got a half a bottle of Jaeger."
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah. Oh my God, remember
"Keep
my
going."
favorite
I got
was,
a pack of Parliament Lights. Well, 18 cigarettes in this pack of Marlboro Lights. How about
do you
and
remember-
$20? I'm like,
Yeah.
done and
I would-
done. And
you
then
know
I
what?
then I'd streak through the house or whatever, or at the picnic or whatever, and then I'd collect my bounty and
Yeah.
be like, "Hey, I'm good for the week."
Rick, I would do that
But
this weekend for that amount of
I
money.
wouldn't because of the.
I'm telling you, $20, half
Yeah.
a bottle of thing, pack of cigarettes,
Yeah.
I'm in.
There's no video of this anymore. You
Yeah.
know, that's the thing.
that's the
it's like
thing.
why can't you guys just like enjoy the moment? Enjoy the beauty of
Yeah.
Rick's naked body swinging
No.
through the
No.
the bar instead of like fumbling for your phone and
Yeah.
it's like we don't
Yeah.
need that.
Yeah, I have so many and remember too at the fraternity parties, we would have the theme parties with the other sororities, and they would
Yeah.
have the professional photographers. Next, I'll have to rummage through my box, but I have those parties, and they were in the white frames, and they would be dated.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
would say the name. So it would be like the graffiti party. So you'd wear the white T-shirt.
Yeah.
You'd go to the frat house, and then all the girls and guys would be wearing white T-shirts, and then everybody would get Sharpies. And by the end of the night, there's people with stuff on their foreheads. I mean, those parties were crazy.
The worst one was Cops and Robbers party. You ever do that one?
I didn't.
You get handcuffed to someone
Oh.
from the sorority.
Oh.
So we did
You're
this.
stuck with the person for
Yeah,
the night.
Yeah, but this is what happens. Like you go around the stations
Oh, you have to do shots.
and you do whatever the cop tells you to do.
Oh no.
And my partner in this night her name was Natalie, and from the Delta Phi Epsilon sorority.
Hi, shout out to Natalie, if you're
Natalie.
married with kids.
Yeah. She had me on the floor like in about 2 hours. She out drank me, but on
Oh,
the
yeah.
floor.
I was a big drinker. I was from Boston, so like everybody wanted me on that team, but that also got me into my biggest problems. And bad things happen to young women on college campuses if you aren't careful.
Do you know what? Our fraternity was really good about that. We had one guy that was getting a little handsy at our parties on the dance floors.
Yeah.
And it was kind of getting like, I mean, he wasn't like molesting anyone, but he was just
It was
like,
borderline.
yeah, he's definitely like,
Well,
but you know what we made him do?
What?
We made him go to this 8-hour
Oh, yeah.
like
Sexual harassment?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was his punishment.
Yeah.
And we were laughing about
Yeah.
it, but it's like, dude, you do have to do it.
Yeah,
And
well,
it's like,
I,
all right.
I think everybody should do it, and the funny thing too is like you really just you want to go to college to have fun, or you want to and then so many of these big life problems just happen, and you just I just wish that all of our kids and everybody could just be safe, and
Yes.
I don't even want to talk about all the crazy shit that's been happening, but like on college campuses and Brown University, and
Yeah.
like we could go down such a dark path,
Mhm.
but that's why I love comedy so much, because it's a way to escape.
Yeah.
And doing podcasting and doing all the spiritual stuff, or if you play basketball or pickleball or
Mhm.
theater, sing, do whatever you want.
Don't play pickleball because you'll
like
rip your ACL.
I was
you're
pretty
you're
fat.
one
I'm
you're
pretty
one
good at it.
dink. You're one dink away from.
I'm one dink away from a lot of things. Pickleball is not one of them. I am a completely single person. I don't even know if I'll ever date again in this. I mean, maybe, hopefully in 2026.
But aren't you on the dating apps?
Not anymore. I mean, am I on them? Do I have my email attached to one? Yeah. But I will tell you, it is such a disappointment. And the thing too is like,
It has to happen organically.
I mean,
you have to just be talking to someone after a show
Yeah.
who says, "I really thought you were
Yeah.
funny," and then it's like
I like a
that's
setup. I've done honestly,
like a friend saying,
Yeah, I'm much
Okay.
more like I mean,
"I'll keep my eye out."
yeah, of course. Please do. Please do.
and
Please
you're like, I'm age appropriate. Like
I'm age appropriate.
I
I
mean,
want my age or older. Like my age within a 5 years.
I'm 5. Yeah,
5 years, but I'll date older for sure, but they have to be cute. Like
Yeah.
they have to be in shape.
Sure.
So I'll go 10 years up,
okay.
but I won't go probably more than 5 years down, just because I don't want to be an old hag, and
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want them changing my diapers.
Yeah, right.
Like I want it to be like we hire a nurse for my husband.
You know the rule of thumb, I guess it probably only applies more to men because situationally
Yeah.
men go younger
Yeah.
more often than not. But the rule, how young can you go?
Yep,
'Cause
I know.
I think we all would agree Bill Belichick
Oh.
is cringy.
He's disgusting.
First of all, his girlfriend is fucking annoying.
She's annoying. She's gross. I
Yeah,
mean, I have to believe that, and I respect women, I respect
Mhm.
men, and date who you want to date. But I believe she's got to have a mental illness.
Oh yeah,
Because
no, yeah.
there's
no, she's a narcissist
there's
for sure.
There's no way that a 24-year-old woman would want to have sex with a 75-year-old man unless there was something in it for her. She's not physically attracted to him. She has daddy issues.
Yeah.
And as a him, hey, it's a young girl who wants to bang him. Good for him.
Mhm.
He knows he's too old for her. He knows he's ugly. He knows that he's rich. He knows all this stuff.
He's
But
wasting
he
your
doesn't
time.
care.
Yeah,
And
it's kind of
that's
selfish.
but that's the man, that good for him that he got the younger chick. Like I'm an equal opportunity, like good for you. But for
Mm-hmm.
her, I just find it so, I don't know. I just find it gross as a woman and as
Well,
a mom.
Yeah.
Cause she's, like I wouldn't date Bill Belichick, and I'm like age appropriate. Not even. I'm like 20 years younger than him, and I wouldn't date him.
Well, and we're talking about just the
50
sexual angle.
years. The
How
sexual
about
angle.
just you go out to dinner? What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, I heard you're talking about Sabrina Carpenter and how much
Yeah.
you love her. Can we talk about something else?
And he's talking
You know?
about the beaches of Normandy.
Yeah, right.
Like it just, but I
right.
don't think it matters. I think it's a business relationship. But I'll tell you, I have gone out, and we could do a whole online dating segment.
Yeah.
But or dating in general, I've gone out with men that are right in my wheelhouse age-wise, dumb as doornails. So to me, it's not about the age. Like I have great, intelligent conversations with young people. My own daughter who's 15, 13.
Which is rewarding.
Yeah, like my own like
My
like,
kids are getting to that age, and it's
Yeah.
like I'm having good conversations
Yeah.
about stuff, society, social stuff. You
and
know,
yeah, and that's what's being a good parent's all about. But I have met like men on dating apps who, I've sat down at a restaurant or a bar or whatever, and they were so boring. And not only that, but dumb. Like they didn't know what I was talking about. And I was literally talking about current events.
Yeah.
Or I was literally using a turn of a phrase from like the last couple years, or a band that's like literally on the radio and they had no idea. And I can't.
Well, yeah.
You have to be on my level intellectually, and you just have to be aware of what's going on in the world because there's so many dumbasses out there.
Yeah, sure. Also, they mask you pretty well. A couple things real quick before I forget. I was going to say the age appropriate, like how young can a guy go? The rule, have you heard the rule? It's half
Yes.
your age plus 7.
Yes, half your age plus 7.
So let's call myself 50. That makes, if I were divorced, I could date as young as 32. I still think that's too young. Just intellectually.
Yeah.
Not intellectually, because 32-year-old women are educated and they've got enough life experiences.
Yeah.
However, they're still a lot younger, and I think personal interests might be off.
Yeah, well,
in that
also-
like you still want to do things. You still might think going out in Boston on New Year's Eve
Yeah.
is a good time, and I'm like, yeah, but I got to be home by 9:30.
Well, also
You know?
too, like being divorced and dating in the city now, like whatever in general. If a guy like my age wants to date a younger woman, that younger woman is probably going to want to have kids. So if a woman is up to age like 38, 40, and she still hasn't, she might want to have kids. So a lot of guys, shouldn't date women that young because the women are ultimately going to want to.
They're burning out the clock.
Yeah, and then
You know?
like a lot of younger women that I've met and like I've just in my life and your coworkers or like women that live in my building or something, like they'll come to me for advice because they're like, Melissa, I'm 29 and I'm dating this guy that's 42 and he's divorced. I was like, no, because you want to have kids. Stop. Well, no, I'm a great, like I can take the situation and I can just lay it out for you. I know how this is going to end. You're having fun. This guy's not going to marry you. He's not going to this. He's not going to that. Like
Maybe that's what they need at that time. Or I think
I'd be a great dating. Like I thought about like being like a matchmaking coach, but it's too painful.
if that woman, that 29-year-old woman, after hearing all you, and okay, you've helped me sort of see it, big picture,
Yeah.
or 10,000, foot
Yeah.
view, right? They still, now, at least they know, and then they can make that decision. It's like,
Yeah.
you know what? Yeah, I do want to have kids. Yeah, I do want to settle down. But
It's
right
a different
now,
story if they don't want to have kids.
yeah, right.
It is kind of a different story. Like the thing that's great about for dating at my age, in my 50s, is that I don't want to have kids. Technically probably can't get pregnant. The eggs are old. The eggs are kind of getting rotten. It's not going to happen. Although Janet Jackson did have a kid at 50.
Did she really?
So I had, that's why I told my daughters, I'm like, don't worry,
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like I don't want to have any more kids. And, and so anybody that I date, I would like them to have, them to be divorced and have kids. I will never date a man that was never married and didn't have kids.
Really?
Ever. Nope. I've done it once or twice, like gone on a date with, but there's something about.
There's just so much inexperience on the relationship level.
But it's also a
like you,
selfishness.
they are selfish.
Most, and you guys can fillet me for this, but like men and women, sometimes it just didn't happen for them. I totally get that. I
Okay.
totally, someone was in love or they tried as hard as they could or the wife couldn't get pregnant. Like I get it. There's
Yeah.
always going to be exceptions to the rule.
Yeah.
Like I will never I went on a date with someone whose wife, actually multiple men who were widowers, and their wife died. Like that, they didn't do anything wrong, or they tried to get pregnant and their wife couldn't get pregnant. But it shows to me that they had loss and they wanted to have children, but that just didn't. Like that's different.
Also, they have experience sharing their life with someone else.
Yeah.
Whereas the single person, like you said, it's you can get married, but you didn't because you chased your career, made
like
that
a 40
your priority,
or 50-year-old playboy who's like never had to give up, never had to be committed, never went down an aisle, never, had to be caring about someone else, didn't have to care for babies. And I have teen daughters. Like I'm not inviting a man into my world that doesn't have kids of his own. It doesn't mean that he, nothing bad could ever happen, but he understands and has a heart and
he doesn't have that. Yeah,
and he's a father.
Yeah, he's got that
protective, paternal. Yeah. So,
can I tell you something really quick? Like my daughter, like talk about that paternal thing.
Yeah.
I almost kicked the guy out of my house.
How old is your daughter?
She's 13.
Okay, yeah, I have a 13-year-old and a 15-year-old.
Yep, and my
she
son.
She had a boy over?
No, I ran out to go do some errands. 45 minutes later, I come back. Now, my wife and my daughter were both working on a jigsaw puzzle at the dining room table.
Okay.
Sounds like innocent mother-daughter, post-Christmas, pre-New Year's.
It was a picture of P. Diddy on trial.
Yeah.
It was a Christmas family, sharing, time of him, a sketch of him at trial. Like,
Oh, God. That would be a funny puzzle to get somebody. Yeah, let's make it.
All right, we'll make it.
But
we'll go to Shutterfly and we'll make funny puzzles.
Yeah,
and then,
the P. Diddy.
That'll be fun. We'll do like P. Diddy.
Oh, just we'll do the courtroom sketches.
We'll do the Coldplay kiss cam.
Oh yeah.
We're supposed to do this whole 2025 like craziest moment. So we'll talk about that.
So I pull into the driveway and there's a black pickup truck.
Oh.
I don't recognize it.
Okay.
I don't know what it's about. It had 2 stickers on the back window. One of them said, "I wish I was rich and not just well hung."
Ew.
And below,
and you're thinking your wife has like somebody over, or maybe it's the plumber.
Yeah, well then
it could be the plumber.
Yeah, below that one, it just simply said, "I eat ass."
Wait, come on.
And I'm like,
this was in your driveway.
This fucking guy was
Who
parked.
was this?
He was the chimney cleaner.
Oh my God! I told you it was going to be the plumber, but it was.
Yeah, I didn't know that we were getting our chimney cleaned. And I texted.
Neither did she.
I took a picture of the car. I was sitting in the driveway, and I'm pissed. Like I'm
so
mad.
Gross.
Yeah, I'm mad. I'm like, why is the owner of this vehicle in my fucking house?
And it didn't say like John's quick.
No. He
chimney,
was just like the employee of someone,
Oh my God.
So I took a picture of the window.
That is so vile.
And I texted my wife, "Who's in our house?"
Oh my God.
And she wasn't responding, so I went in and I said, I'm ready to kick somebody out of my house.
Oh my God.
Right?
So
like,
they were just doing a puzzle, and he's like, Dick Van Dyke cleaning the chimney.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Super fragile.
Yeah.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. He's up there with he's got like the little hat and Mary Poppins. And
he wasn't like Dick Van Dyke. He was just like a dick.
A dick. He was Dick Van Dyke.
So I go in the house and I see this guy on, like his service blanket in front of our hearth.
A service blanket?
Yeah, like just so you don't ruin the wood and stuff.
I've never heard of
he's got tools and stuff.
You mean a drop cloth?
No, it's more like a moving blanket. Like
what the hell is a moving blanket? I just dropped it.
Have you ever moved? Do we have to get that?
Oh, you mean no? We don't have to.
No, I'm gonna get.
No, but you know what I mean.
I don't
like,
know where it went.
That's fine. We'll get it later. Oh, you mean just like an industrial blanket?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
right.
but that's funny.
Yeah. So anyway,
A work blanket.
I showed it to my wife, and because I just wanted to know, who's
like, what do you think about this?
Yeah, and she just laughed at him.
But was he literally like up the chimney, like?
No, he was fucking around with like it's not even like a real fireplace.
Oh,
it's
you're
like
just talking about those gas deals.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
so he's just servicing it or whatever.
Oh, okay. I was picturing like I think it would have been much hotter if he was like Dick Van Dyke and it was a real because we had a real. I remember a real chimney sweep coming to my parents' house like. In our first house, like in Westwood, and like him coming in all black with the little thing and going up the chimney and finding a dead rodent, and like it was all like woo, and there's a bird up there, and Like
Bats,
that's fun.
bats. You get bats in there.
Bats, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
So what did you say to the guy?
well, when my wife calmed me down by just simply laughing at it.
Yeah.
She laughed it off.
Okay.
But I thought absolutely disrespectful.
Yeah.
Unprofessional.
Like to come up to
what a
someone's family
scumbag.
home. Yeah.
You're in my house, and my 13-year-old daughter and my wife are the only ones in the house, and they're
So what did
hosting.
this guy? How old was he? What did he look like?
I briefly looked at him, and he was a big fat guy
Oh,
that was
that's even
probably like
worse.
30.
Ew.
And first of all,
Probably had like
if you're telling us
Subway.
you're well hung like a gerbil.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you eat ass, you
And you
haven't
said
had
he was
sex in like 10
fat?
years. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. It's like, dude, tell me you're single without telling me you're single.
Yeah,
you know what I
that's-
mean?
Yeah, I can't.
So,
Ugh.
but anyway, as a father,
Yeah, that.
I had that visceral, like,
Yeah.
I want to punch this fucking guy in
Yeah.
the face.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Like dick. Have some
Yeah.
respect. Just for women in general.
Yeah.
Like I would never like.
It's one thing for you to say a joke on a stage with people that paid money to see you,
Yeah.
or you're at a mic and it's a controlled space.
And it's
but it's another thing
arranged.
to drive around in the world,
And force it upon
or like
people.
the guys that you see like on memes,
Mhm.
like with T-shirts, like
Oh.
gross T-shirts,
Yes.
like the Walmart, like people of Walmart, and then like crazy T-shirts.
Well, I used to hate. I think they cleaned it up, but like the gauntlet of vile filth that you would witness just going to a Red Sox game.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Well, it was just T-shirt
Oh.
vendors that I'm like, are you guys even licensed? Like, what you're selling is crap. But like,
Oh.
A-Rod sucks, Jeter.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
I remember.
I was at Yankee Stadium with my cousin and my brother, and this Yankee fan had a T-shirt that said "Boston sucks caulk," and caulk was playing on our accent.
Oh my
CAWK. I'm like, okay, that's funny amongst your friends, or
Yeah.
what? Maybe, but like you are a 28-year-old guy,
I
two
know.
fists and beers.
They just don't. They
Like-
just don't see it. Like they just because they're not looking at it.
Yeah.
So they just don't have that self awareness. I do have a great hat though that I wore once to a show. I'm trying to figure out like merch because
Mhm.
it's fun to just be silly and maybe have some merch.
Yeah.
So I found this great hat that says "World's Best Ex-Wife," and so I think that's a great.
That's a good one.
I think it's a great, or like I saw like they had world's best ex-girlfriend or world's best ex-husband,
Yeah.
whatever. And I bought it like super cheap, like, from Amazon. And it's just a funny, like, I like things like that are kind of funny, but or like the "I'm was stupid," like those, it's just harmless, but stupid.
I made a T-shirt that just said "Disappointing my parents since 1976."
Yeah.
And I cannot wear it for more than 10 minutes without somebody, Gen X, coming up,
Yeah.
going, "Where did you get that shirt?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I just made it.
Yeah.
He goes, "That's brilliant,"
I know. I love my favorite memory, and my kids still actually love going, is like, what is it? Newbury Comics.
Mhm.
Like I just remember as a kid.
Oh
Like,
yeah, just
going to
reading
Harvard
all the stuff.
Square,
Yeah,
Going to
yeah.
Harvard, or like Spencer's Gifts was
Yes.
the dirty one that you would have to like lie to your parents like that you didn't go there, and like they would have like all the like penis like coffee mugs,
Yes.
and like edible underwear,
Yep.
and you're like 12 and you're like, holy, and it's at the back of Spencer's. But I love, my daughters enjoy going now they go to the Newbury Comics probably just like right at Ernie Box.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I used to love to go to Harvard Square and like all those cool
Well,
T-shirts.
remember
I
that
love that.
Harvard Square Newbury
That's
Comics
now,
back
like-
in the 90s used to be cool.
That's where I hung out.
Yeah, that
I
used to be
literally hung
cool.
out.
Like you go in there and you're like, now I go and like they have those like, what do they call them? Those fungo dolls or
I don't
with the
even
big head.
know.
Like
It's like
and
stuff-
you don't take it out of the box.
It's all
You put
like,
it on your shelf.
It's all like boba tea.
yeah,
and like,
it's like dumb. It's
know,
like this.
I
it's not
did-
cool anymore.
I will say, like, I grew up going to Harvard Square ever since I was a kid. And I lived in Harvard Square one summer when I was in college, like a freshman. My girlfriend and I lived in her cousin's apartment. It was
Mm-hmm.
crazy. That was during my like clubbing days. And we used to hang out in Harvard Square. We would smoke cigarettes and drink coffee at the outdoor Au Bon Pain,
Yeah,
right by the. I
That
mean,
just-
I'm like a real Boston girl, like,
Yeah.
and like one of my girlfriends went out with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Like, there's a whole crazy story
both
there.
of them.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And then, the Tasty Diner where Matt Damon says, "How do you like them apples?"
Yeah.
Like all that stuff. The Greenhouse Cafe. Like that's when it was, the oldie days. But it's come back. Like it's beautiful. Like I was there because the Comedy Studio is in
Yeah.
Harvard Square.
Yeah.
And I'm actually, are you doing the 100 first jokes
No.
tomorrow? I don't know. I'm supposed to do it. they're doing Thursday night, January 1st. It's 100 comics, 100 jokes.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go.
I just heard a lot of waiting around.
Yeah, like I
Not
said,
interested. It's like the Tuesday comedy hell. I don't do it. 'Cause
yeah, I
it's
can't do
like,
it anymore.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna sit around for 3 hours.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go.
So we just got interrupted by a fucking telemarketer for telling me about this loan I didn't apply for. I get like 4 of them a day.
Oh my God.
You're pre-approved for that $60,000 loan. Call me back. Blah, blah. I'm like, fuck off. Fuck off.
You can you can block them. You can block those. I block all calls like that in text.
Yeah, it just seems like they get you from a different number. Or
Yeah,
something.
they keep phishing or whatever they call it.
It's awful.
All right, should we talk about comedy stuff?
Well, I was gonna say we're already an hour into this
I
thing,
know.
and
We should get some.
what do you want to do? You want to? So I like to keep the show about an hour.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah.
I was
mean, we
gonna-
have a bunch of cutting out to do anyway.
Not really.
No.
No, I mean the first like 15 minutes where we're just riffing.
Okay.
We'll take that up. But
Okay. Unless it was funny.
yeah. Do you want to close with
Maybe a little-
your review and then have you back on again and do a show that's more because we wanted to talk comedy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would love.
But we just talked about life, and
life,
that's cool.
That's fine. I mean, we could just say like how I got in, maybe like briefly how I got into comedy, and then end it like with the 2025s.
What do you guys think? Is that
don't
okay with
know.
you? Is that all right? How did you get into comedy?
Yeah. So I was telling you before, like right around COVID.
By the way, that was Chat GPT's first question. Can I phrase it to you in Chat GPT language? What was the first moment you thought, okay, I might actually do stand up?
That's a great question.
Oh.
Thanks for asking, Rick. Actually, I've pretty much been kind of funny my whole life. I had funny dad and
you're
funny
born with it.
parents, and I was kind of born with it. But I never really, thought, I never really did professional stage or did theater or anything like that.
Mhm.
And I think I just didn't have the confidence for it. Weirdly, I come across as somebody that has confidence on the outside,
Yeah.
but deep inside, I have very like self-deprecating, like, oh, I'm probably not as good as her. I'm probably not as good as him. It's
We all
like,
have those.
It's a human thing.
Yeah.
And interestingly, I had a lot of friends that were like musicians. Of course, in Boston, we have a big scene. So I had a lot of friends that were performers and musicians, and I just loved being part of that. And I could sing-ish, and I would sing a little bit, like not with them, but like just whatever. And my friends are like, oh, you're so funny, you should do stand-up comedy. And I just, all through my 20s, like I just never thought of it. 20s, 30s, just never thought, I was creative, but more like going to concerts or watching comedy. But it wasn't until, and I was a radio DJ. So in high school and college, I had some radio shows. And so I knew I had the voice. I knew I had the humor. And so it wasn't until like 2017 that I did my first podcast. So I started Hustle and Heart podcast out of my house, and I interviewed women friends of mine, and we talked sort of about like their career, what they were doing, their family life, and then sort of interesting stories about them. And then we would just get silly and laugh and have a martini. And
Yeah.
so every episode was like that. So I really had the voice, I had the humor. And so during that time, 2020 came around. Unfortunately, my husband and I decided to get separated over COVID. We're living together under the same roof. I switched everything up to like a podcast more about COVID.
Yeah.
So it was called Going Viral. So again, I'm interviewing people, and then probably around like 2022, we're coming through COVID, and I'm like, I love this so much, but I want to get out. And I was doing a lot of research about comedy. So I decided to look for some comedy classes. And like we were talking about, like doing classes in Boston, all those would be sold out. Like every time I would,
People are looking for something to do.
something to do. And like
Yeah.
I was feeling inspired. I'd been podcasting for like 5 years. Like I was really,
You're building up some material. What do I do with this? Like,
yeah. Like I had, I had things to say and do, but it was also a lot of production. Like I fully learned how to edit, the music beds, everything. Like I would get really into it, but it was taking that techie stuff I enjoyed. And then I was like, oh, I kind of want to be like out in front of the mic. Like I want to be out.
Yeah.
So I looked for some classes, couldn't get into Boston one. So I was like, oh, I live close to Providence. So I found comedy classes through John Parada. And I took class there. I went to some of it, like one of his open mics. And the guy there, Steve Jr., he booked me my very first open mic. I got booked for one of the famous Italian dinner shows.
Oh,
My
nice.
first time on stage.
How about that?
He took my number. Now, keep in mind, I was in my late 40s.
Yeah.
Okay. Or, I was like 48 or 49. I had been a radio DJ. I had a podcast. I was a mature person.
You also had that corporate experience working with, like, you're a communicator.
I did
and
fundraisers.
you're transferring these skills into, like, just apply a punchline to this stuff.
Yeah, I would do.
It's not that different.
I would do silent auctions. I would do I was in front of the microphone and I would tell little funny jokes, and they would say, "Oh, you should be a comedian." So it was building up.
Yeah.
And so by the time I got to stage to do an open mic in Providence at Jake and Johnny's on Atwells Ave, the guy literally was like, "I haven't seen anybody like you in a while. We need somebody like you." And boom, I was booked. And immediately he texted John and was like, "I got this girl here. She's got this great girl. We got to get her in." And I really owe it all to them, because I went with my girlfriend one night. I was like, "Hey, let's just go in and check out these open mic things." And I said, "I got to write some, I've been writing some stuff."
It gets exciting.
Yeah.
A little addictive.
Yeah. So long story short, I made the connections with Rhode Island, and I knew that Boston was a big place where there was just so much comedy going on, and a lot of great comics, and in Rhode Island too. So I just decided to stay in Rhode Island for the whole year.
Good.
Like I did.
You were finding that scene.
Yeah, I
making
got to
your
know
connections.
people.
You're building on that. Yeah.
Totally. And I learned like the business. I learned that you don't get paid most of the time. I learned that, and I was going to ask you about that. Maybe we could talk about it another time. But
I feel like I know which shows are going to pay and which ones aren't.
Yeah.
A weekday show, you're probably not going to get paid. But Friday and Saturday, if you're not getting paid, what are we doing here?
Yeah. And of course, like people are, there's plenty of open mics. And then I learned like what mics I liked, what groups of people I liked. And I think that was one of the things, like a lot of people asked me, like, "Well, how did you do all this?" And I said, "Well, you go on instinct. If someone's nice to you and the room is nice, I mean, let's be honest, like a lot of the times in open mics, I mean, there's not a lot of women in there, and you have to be, either in and out, you come and do your thing. But I like to get to know people. So if I'm not liking the room that I'm with, or the guys are just kind of, then I try to find other groups. And then I was lucky I met a bunch of women in Rhode Island that I really liked. So we have this like little crew, and we're supportive of each other. Yeah. And then when I finally like moved up to Boston more and did more shows there, I also looked for women. There was more men around. And
but
then
there's comfort in that.
There's certain women that I'm really good friends with now, and we do a lot of shows together, and we feel comfortable with each other. And now we, we'll have dinner together, or we'll, they become real friends outside of my other friend groups. So, I don't have to be best friends with everybody that I do a show with. I don't have to like, we were saying before, like, I don't have to like all the comics on a lineup. I don't have to like their material. But if there's 6 or 7 of us on a lineup or 4 or whatever, like, I'm happy to see the diversity of the comedy.
Yeah, like I do this Thursday night, first Thursday of the month at 7th Wave Brewery in Medfield.
Oh, I'm doing that, right?
Yeah.
February?
Yes.
Or January?
I got you on February 5th.
February 5th. Okay, yep.
And Kathy Ferris will be there too.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Great.
So
we'll start pumping the advertising out for it.
Yeah. But I like it because I don't have to drive far, and so it's a home game. And I just host. I host and I work on that skill.
How many people do you normally have on the show?
I'll give 5 comics 15 minutes.
Oh, great.
Or 4 comics 20.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's what I'll do, and then I just get up. I do a 10-minute, and then I just work on like I'm hosting.
That'll be fun to
and
do a little bit of a longer set, because that's one thing.
That's the thing. People want like, wow, you get 15 minutes. Like, when's the last time you got like, hey, you're doing 7, 8, 10, maybe.
Yeah.
Once in a while, 5. It's like, all right.
Yeah. When I do the fundraiser shows, that's where I actually learned how to do like a 20-minute set, because I had a couple longer. Some shows that there was like 4 of us. Yeah. And, they're like, all right, you can get 15 or 20, and so it was great, because I really do want to be able to, I guess I'm more of like a slow burn. I'm not a quick one-liner type.
I don't agree with that.
Well, no, I guess you're right.
I only saw you once.
Right.
This past Saturday.
No, because I'm getting better at it, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I felt like you came right out of the gate, and you had a dominating stage presence.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Like,
confident.
Yeah, like your persona was, hey, I only have like 10 minutes
Yeah.
here, and we're gonna pack as much of it in
But
here.
that
We're
was
gonna have a
learned.
good time.
That's taken me 2 years
Sure.
plus to hone down. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like I start out writing a longer story. Like, here's my daughter,
And then you
here's my
cut
kids.
words.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, I don't need to add that. So
Yeah.
that is like sort of the experience that I'm getting is I still need help with getting to the punch quicker, getting to the tag, getting to the, you know, the innuendo, like things like that, like not giving things away
It's
too
funny you
quick.
say that, but then you watch like Dave Chappelle's special, and his closing bit was like 15 minutes long, and I mean he's like a storyteller,
Right,
and
right.
sometimes you see these comics that are storytellers, and it's definitely a slow burn.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, they're breaking that conventional rule of, you know, cut, like Jerry Seinfeld cuts syllables, you know,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
but then also people are like, don't go off your, like, don't, you will sound scripted. Like, there's so many varying
Yeah.
opinions. Like, people will say, well, like, yeah, if you're working and cutting it down to the word, and now you're scripted, and that'll come across.
Yeah, what I do is like I basically trim the fat, right?
Yes.
So I've, you know, recording the shows and kind of looking back and seeing what hit, what didn't. A lot of times I'll be mad at myself because I forgot a punchline.
Yeah.
The story itself is funny and people are laughing, but then I forget the punchline, which is like, you know, I'm no longer dating guys. I'm just an Uber for assholes.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot to say that the other day, but it didn't matter because you got the point, but that was the punchline.
It's the punchline, but only you know. Like
Yeah.
that, like that, you left something on the table.
Yeah, I left something on the table.
And you drive home, or maybe you're listening to the tape, or you're just reflecting. And you're like, shit, I really wanted that.
Yeah. But what I've learned is like I need to make sure that those punchlines get in the show.
Yeah, because
You
that's
know?
your, like, those are your home runs.
Yeah.
You know, it's
and
like,
they're almost like, I don't know if you're calling them tags, like, you know, I've said the punchline, but then, you know, you're adding the layers, and then it gets funnier as the layers get added at the end.
yeah.
But I've also learned, you know, to shorten the stories, like, you know, about my daughter going into my bedroom to the secret drawer. Like, I've had longer, you know.
Put a lock on that thing.
You like that one?
Yeah, no, put a lock on the secret door.
Oh, yeah, no.
I do like
It's
it.
too hard to do a lock at this point. They can jimmy it open with a
Yeah,
buck
there's
knife.
something good in here.
Yeah, but just like I've learned how to take some of my favorite, best performing stories and jokes and like make them shorter and make them more tight. But then if I do have a 20-minute, like, you know, then I'll do 3 similar stories to that.
Yeah.
Or just the one, or, you know, and again, like tailoring to if I'm doing more of a fundraiser, or if it's like an older audience, or like I'll bring in more stuff about the 70s. Like I have whole, you know, like you have whole chunks, you have whole sections of things. So, you know, if I'm dealing with all older people, I'm not going to talk about online dating, you know, for very long.
That's good self-awareness.
Yeah, or
Some
if-
people are like, this is my set.
No.
And it's like, oh, no.
Or like there's nothing worse than like older guys like talking about their colonoscopies and about their prostate. I'm like, I don't want to, like, it's funny.
Or how about the 30-year-old guy talking about jerking off?
Yeah, you know,
Dude,
let's like
Come on, man.
That's true too. Like
Do better.
the young guys and even young women, there's a couple women that I heard that really talked about, really were talking about sex, like really graphically.
I don't like
and
how,
I did not.
what-
I was very, like, I'm a woman, and I, like, when I talk about sex, I talk about it like literally in a joking way, like,
Yeah.
oh, that was a sausage, that was a banana.
Yeah.
But this woman was, like, a couple of them have talked about very
Choking?
intimate, like, disgusting things about their body.
Yes.
And I didn't like, I don't like that for women to feel that they have to bring their sexuality into it and almost what's the word? Like, I was going to say degenerate or disintegrate, but just put themselves down so low, like really make them just a sexual object. And like, it bums me out.
You know, it's funny you say
They
that,
don't have to use that. They could use funny words like banana.
But they're learning.
They're learning.
They're learning.
too.
And also, it's comedy subjective.
Yeah.
So you guys, so like, you know, we're talking
But
about
when
sometimes.
an entire room of people tell me afterwards,
Oh, yeah.
man,
Well, then.
she really talked about sex too much. And I was
Okay.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, like there's a universal, like we were talking about before, there's kind of like a universal respect.
Yeah.
You know, you punch down, you don't punch down, you punch up. You know, you don't talk about, handicap or this or that. There's certain things that you don't do. But if it's your experience and you have the handicap or you have a daughter or you have a grandparent
Right.
or you it's all like it has to be real authentic to you or you have no business talking about that.
Yeah.
That's like a whole other topic.
Yeah.
Of what's if it happened to your body and it happened to you, go for it. As gross as it could be, go for it.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about a political situation that you literally have no clue or no skin in that game, goodbye.
Yeah, and it's like with women talking about sex, you have to factor in. There's two ways I look at it, right? There's like, if you're really not attractive and you're talking about sex, you're putting a visual in my head that I do not want.
Do you think women and men, that's a great question. Do you think women or men think that they're not attractive? Like, do they know? Do you think most people have a self-awareness that they're not?
Yeah, I mean, you can tell, like, people, when you look at couples, they look like people date within their range,
but if
right?
you see, let's say you see like a woman or two, like on stage, like doing stand-up, do you think they know what their attractiveness level is? Or
they
a guy?
should. I mean, as a comic,
I'm just curious.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I took a class once with Dan Crone.
Yep.
And we did an exercise, which I'll never forget it.
Really?
Where you would sit up on the stool on the stage, and for 2 minutes, everybody else, you couldn't talk, you couldn't say anything.
So torture.
You couldn't react. You just had to sit there, and everyone else in the class had to speak openly their thoughts on. And it was really driving home the fact that just your physical presence, walking up on a stage, the way you present yourself, everyone immediately has a first impression of you. Like, I can look like the douchey guy.
Okay.
I can look like a dad.
Yeah.
I can, like earlier we're talking about, do you ever, like, I don't wear a nice watch on stage because I don't want to come across as better than
or just come
people.
Across as some rich dude.
Yeah.
From
No.
Medfield.
Yeah. Oh, look, an affluent white guy. Let's buckle up for a great time. No, like I feel like because I work clean, but my premises are provocative.
Yeah, provocative.
So
but
looking more like a dad, like
Yeah.
if I wear glasses and a court like this or something, it's funnier coming from the things coming out of my mouth from someone looking like this. It's funnier than if I try to look cool.
Yeah, like you're wearing a leather jacket and a concert tee.
A graphic tee and like with bracelets,
Yeah.
Like if I do that, it's like, dude, you have a bald spot. Like, know where you are.
But I think also too, like, again, like attractiveness aside, like we are, like I said, we're all human. And like, I love, like I always say, I love all shapes and sizes. Everybody, if you're confident enough to get up there, whatever you do, music, theater, like God love you. Like I give everybody props for doing it. But I also think that there's, you have to make the audience feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So like, obviously attractiveness or, talking about sex, like if you're good at it and you're making the audience feel comfortable, maybe a little uncomfortable is comedy in general. But if you're putting so many people off, like I've heard guys talk about just vile things and women. And I'm like, it's just not funny.
My take is
it's just not funny.
Yeah, when I ever hear a guy talking about sex, I just am immediately turned off because it's like, dude, the bravado, it's not like all this high cheeks and ballyhoo you talk about. It's just everyone's experienced all this. So yeah, you're relatable, but where's the punchline? I feel like we're missing that. And then anytime a woman is doing it, now I'm paying attention to her appearance, and if she's really hot, I'm like, you're just showing off. You're trying to make people jealous. You're bragging. You're acting like your shit doesn't stink. You got to be the worst lay because it's all about you.
Yeah.
Like you're not cool. You're not fun. So you think you're great, and then if you're not attractive, and you're like I said before, like I don't want that visual.
Yeah, it's so hard. Like I feel like. Most comedians I feel like are self-deprecating, but there are the bunch that are on the flip side, like I'm the best and they're the worst. So I guess I don't know. I go back and forth because when I do definitely make fun of like all the crazy stuff that I see on online dating apps
Mm-hmm.
because it's right out there for me to see. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of crazy looking dudes out there who are, you know, just putting like, I don't need to see another bathroom shirtless selfie of a 47-year-old guy
What is that?
or a 52-year-old guy. Like they're in the shower and they're like, and I'm like,
Yeah. That is vanity.
this is so gross.
That
but
is vanity.
But you're in the shower. Like it's not. If you're at the beach,
Who's responding to that? I want to meet. I want to sit down and have a cup of coffee with the woman that goes, "Oh my god!"
But I think women
look at
think
this guy.
Women must think it's like normal because we see them all the time. Like if I were sitting on the toilet and taking a photo. Would you just be like, oh yeah, I want to swipe right on her? I guess if you're really kinky or crazy, but like the only time I want to see someone in that I don't know who's a perfect stranger at the beach, be in a bathing suit, be in a bikini, whatever,
a natural setting,
But I don't want to see a woman in a. I mean, again, I wouldn't want to be like it because if this woman or man is showing themselves off in their underwear. Like they're doing it for everyone. Like it just lessens your self-worth.
Well, it's like I get things on Instagram. Just you're just going through the feed, and anytime I come across someone on Instagram with a very pretty, big rack, whatever, and they're showing it off, and then you're like,
but then what is that?
You know
for?
the first thing I do, I click on their link to see if they have an OnlyFans, and 9 times out of 10 they do, but sometimes they don't.
Your algorithm is really showing you some things that are very different than my algorithm.
Well, you know what's funny is I don't get
your algorithm seems to be big boobies, and mine are all like.
It's funny that
cooking and travel, and gay men like telling me you go girl. Like, so we have or animals. I love animals, too.
Oh, can we talk about something really sad?
What happened?
Cindy the baboon died. Do you know?
Who's she?
Who's
she? Who's Cindy the baboon?
Cindy the baboon was a rescued, in a sanctuary baboon. She was blind, and she mothered all the other, the muskrats and
she mothered other animals?
Yeah, and she had a personality, and I followed because Instagram is.
When did she pass?
Just this week.
Oh, so rest in peace, Cindy the baboon.
Cindy the
baboon. Where does she live?
I believe it was Australia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you see? Speaking of animals, did you see the drunk raccoon?
No.
Drunk raccoon, again, one of my 2025 favorites.
Let's close with that. Give me your top
highlights of
Melissa Rush's highlights of 2025
pop culture report with Melissa Rush. And no, but there's some keeping it light pop culture moments. Obviously, one of my favorites was the Coldplay Kiss Cam.
Yep.
It happened right here.
What'd you think of the New York Times article, the PR recover piece?
Yeah, I mean,
it probably helped her or damaged her more.
I just want to say for the record that I absolutely love Coldplay. I've seen them many times. Okay. I love Gillette Stadium. It was right in my backyard. And I want to thank, this couple because it really made, dating much easier for me because these people technically were cheating on their spouses. Apparently they were separated. But it was just one of those moments that just captured like complete assholery. Also
CEO and head of HR.
Yeah, it basically was like what if I'm a white woman, like that white privilege right there was just off the chain. It was terrible, and just,
also the C-level
canoodling. And they were like and I appreciate them because I had the entire summer. My summer joke set was great because it was all about these were my hot tips for 25. It was all about the Coldplay Kiss Cam. Which was great. Then it was the great white shark. I had a whole summer of the great white shark that was seen off the coast of Martha's Vineyard in Nantucket. His name was Contender. And I wrote a whole big bit about how, you want to look for somebody like him because he swam all the way from Florida to Nantucket. It shows he has endurance. The National Oceanographic Society tagged him, and they were taking blood, semen, and urine samples. So I said, wouldn't that be great if before you go on a date, on Bumble or Hinge,
you have all that data.
you get all that data. So like I went nuts on that. Of course, the Karen Reed trial.
Yeah.
That's right in our backyard. These are all Massachusetts.
We were the hotspot of a lot of national
the Karen
stories.
Reed trial. I mean, I live in Walpole, Canton's right next door. I mean,
I was driving through Dedham. Traffic was packed. I'm like, what's this all about? It was the
trial.
Dedham courthouse.
Yeah, I mean, it's 6 degrees of separation. We all know someone who knows someone connected to that trial.
We have a sponsor of the show.
Do you really?
Who is friends with one of the jurors.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's a small world.
And she had no idea, the juror had no idea how big the story was.
Oh my goodness.
Like they knew it was a big story, but they thought maybe this is state news.
Yeah,
no, it was
They didn't
national.
realize. Yeah, so that was crazy. I won't even get into it because it's so, but that was nuts. And then we also had,
It's a funny thing about Massachusetts. We got like 6 million people that live here, or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Boston doesn't even have 1 million in it, but Boston proper, but like the area.
But we have such a we're like such a cultural, like we're such cultural icons in so many ways. Like you know a Boston person.
Yes, yeah, and also it's like the degrees of separation, like you talk about. It's like you know someone who knows someone, and it still has that small town kind of vibe.
Yeah, I mean, I think I love being from Boston. I love and I can. I'm an Irish Catholic from Boston, and my dad grew up in JP, and my mom was in Arlington. So I don't do a lot. It's funny, like I haven't even ventured into the whole like Irish Catholic side of me. I feel like it's been done by a lot of people.
Sure, yeah, trope almost.
Yeah, but it's almost like, oh, she's Boston, da, da, da. But I do have some like really fun like stories that like maybe I'll develop about growing up, and my great uncle being a body man for Whitey Bulger. I mean, these things are like lore. Like, did it happen? Did it not?
I have a next door neighbor that was would deliver numbers and packages that didn't know what was in them.
Yeah. I mean, like there's stuff like that, but again, like I do love coming from here, and I'm not as big into sports, but like when I was younger, obviously Red Sox, Bruins, and Patriots. Like, were there any big moments in 2025 in Boston that you can think of that you thought were fun or like crazy? Besides we talked about the Bill Belichick dating thing, the Tom Brady, getting divorced thing and moving, but yeah, what other events in 2025 were like kind of crazy? But I have one. The women in space, the Katy Perry.
Yeah, she's an astronaut now.
Yeah, she's an astronaut now, and Gail King, and
that was the biggest. That was such a self-embarrassing. Like
Jeff Bezos pushing.
As
a
woman,
Jeff Bezos push the capsule. Like it literally was like a movie set. He went to open it, and it fell inward, and like I just it was basically like one of those G-force rides that just goes up and then goes down. Yeah.
As a woman, and I know that being a woman is, in progress, and it's all important to you, right? Like just by hearing how you talk about your podcast and
having daughters, having friends, being a woman. Yeah.
As a woman, do you feel like that set women back a little bit?
No, because I don't really think anybody cares.
But do you think it maybe played into we can do it too? And it was kind of like, we were laughing at them.
I will tell you.
And also the way, like, remember when Katy Perry was maybe she was having an honest moment about like.
She went nuts. Like she basically went cuckoo.
She went way over are you a philosopher now?
Yeah.
Like you saw Earth from a couple miles up.
Now she's dating the Prime Minister of Canada. So
former Prime Minister. Yeah.
So that's great. But no, but I think things like that, like they were trying to make it this like women empowerment thing, but then you know what everyone said?
I hate that forced shit.
We have real female astronauts.
Yeah.
You're not it.
Yeah.
So
and who the real this one is big because it's 2025. Deals with women, deals with astronauts, and she's from Needham.
Which one?
Remember she's Indian American woman from. She was up in the space station for like 9 months.
Oh, she's the one that was up there with that guy for like 8 months extra.
Yeah,
like they were supposed to be up for like 8 weeks, and then it became 8 months.
Almost a year.
From Massachusetts.
Yeah, she's from Mass, and I know someone who knows her. And
is she still an active astronaut, or did she
yeah,
retire?
I don't know. I mean, I'd probably
Wouldn't she retire?
after I was up in space for
You're
that
like,
long.
yeah.
You know, the first thing I'm doing when I get down to the planet Earth, I'm like, who's the president, or who is the person who made the decision to leave me the fuck up there?
Well,
and then I would go punch him right in the
Yeah.
goddamn face.
Yeah,
Like, that's a long time.
was.
I mean, what kind
I
of
have a hard time going on vacation for like a week. Like I'm already like itching to get home by like day 5.
Yeah, and that's where you can walk around an entire resort.
Yeah.
How about you are confined to this room
Yeah.
for 9 months? I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that would be insane.
imprisonment.
Yeah. But it's like, it's so funny, like how kids have such like a short, like a short time, what is it called? Attention span. Like
Mhm.
I remember I took my kids to Disney with my sister and my nephews and stuff. And they were, I don't know, they were probably like 10 and 12.
Yeah.
And, we're at Disney, we're there for like 5 days. And they're just like, do we have to go to the Magic Kingdom again tomorrow? And I was like, are you kidding me? It's so hot and the lines are so long. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what, girl? You're right.
Yeah.
You are right. Like when I was a kid, I never would have complained about that stuff.
Right.
But like we were in like supposedly the most magical place on earth. I mean, it's all, it's a rite of passage. We had to go. Like I just
Sure.
had, and my daughter, my older daughter, who's now 15, her favorite part was going to Epcot at night.
Mhm.
Would go at like 4:00.
Yeah.
It was cooler, and then the fireworks and have food. Like it's so funny, like how sophisticated, in that way. She's
Yeah.
like, Mom, these lines are ridiculous, and we all know the pirates are fake. Da da da.
Yeah.
But it's just like the way that our kids think, and that's like a whole other topic for another day. But just like I remember going to Disney like in the 70s and having those little tickets that you'd have to rip. And just the lines were long, but not that long, because it was also like it was like a special thing that like not everybody went to. But now it's just kind of like every like Tom, Dick, and Harry like in a trailer park. Like it's just like everyone goes and it's hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
And it's just sweaty people in like Miller Lite t-shirts.
I
And, I
could
can't do that kind of crowd.
I could do a whole show on Disney.
Oh, God, I can't do it.
I've,
Like amusement parks, like I can't.
you got to stay away from in your dating scene is Disney adults.
Oh please, it wouldn't happen.
I don't think there's many Disney adult men,
There are, but
mostly it's
are
like,
there women all over the internet
yeah,
like
it's
that?
like, ooh.
Yeah, and
ooh.
anybody who's like corny and like anybody who's into
Take
something.
the ears off. You're 40.
Anybody who's into something that's not age appropriate,
Yeah.
and that's not like, or even guys that are like way too into sports or way too into golf. Like just don't be like enjoy it and love it and have it be part
Also,
of your life.
work on yourself because
Yeah.
you're dealing with some childhood trauma maybe,
Ooh.
or you missed out on something, or something's going on
Yeah.
where I don't. As a guy, I don't wear sports jerseys with
you don't?
names of other men on the
okay.
back. I just
I
feel
mean,
like
you could on a Patriots day, like game day.
you could, and that would be a time
be
and a
okay.
place.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're wearing a Drake May jersey and you're in section 216
Yeah.
at the Jets Patriots game.
Or you're just at
Makes
the
sense.
bar, or you're at home, or
Eh,
whatever.
well, that's where I start. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, now I'm almost 50, so it's like I'm looking up to a Gen Z, like 23-year-old. Like I love
Yeah.
Drake May. I think he's great.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go buy a Drake May jersey and walk around with. I don't need
Yeah.
to. It's
just,
weird.
I think it's different. I think everybody just has their own, their own stuff and hobbies to do. But
Yeah.
I think like if people are like more into supporting a team than actually like doing something for their actual self,
Yeah.
like going to the gym or running or painting or I don't know.
Also, if your mood is dictated by whether or not your team won or lost,
yeah, it's just
like if your team loses Super Bowl, that's deflated. You could be depressed for 48
Yeah.
hours, but then you get back in the saddle and take
Yeah.
on life again. But like these people that are just like live and die by the Red Sox or whatever.
Oh
like
yeah, what
that
do you think? Finally,
obsessive.
before we'll talk about another time, but
Mm-hmm.
for the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
we're gonna have 2 dueling Super Bowl halftime shows. Did you hear about that?
What's the alternative? I know Bad Bunny.
Yeah, Bad Bunny is the one performing at our.
Yeah, and he's gonna
at
do it
the
all in
Super Bowl.
Spanish.
And then there's the the conservative right.
Is
the-
TPUSA really doing that?
Yeah, like it's
Like
that.
they're honestly doing.
Yeah,
Because I don't know what to believe on
Yeah.
the internet anymore. And now, now it's gonna be. Why do we have to be so divisive? First of all, Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory.
I know.
So I mean,
They're calling Bad Bunny a foreigner. Well, yeah, we
Yeah.
have Spanish speaking territories and we have
yeah.
Spanish speaking people
Now,
in our country.
I think it was antagonistic of him to be like, if you don't know you don't know how to speak Spanish, you got 8 months to learn. Like, that's pretty antagonizing.
Yeah.
That's like divisive language that's not helping. Okay,
Yeah.
there, Bad Bunny. But otherwise, I don't give a shit. First of
Yeah.
all, I'm not even watching it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care if
I'm trying to remember the name of the guy that was that's doing the alternative one.
let me guess, Kid Rock.
No, I don't think Kid Rock was even invited.
Who else could it be? It's a country singer.
Yeah. I think it's
John Rich.
I don't even know if it's worth. Yeah, it's not worth it. I can't find it.
No, it makes great podcasting content. Just scrolling through your phone looking for.
I
Let's-
know.
let's-
Forget it. We'll cut that. We don't care.
No, we're not cutting it. We're
the
keeping it.
But yeah, the whole turning point thing, like that's going to be interesting to see, like who turns into that halftime show and
What
who-
about Puppy Bowl?
Puppy Bowl is the best.
You know, or
I
Bud
always
Bowl.
watch
Remember
Puppy
Bud
Bowl?
Bowl? I used to love
the
Bud
two-
Bowl.
yeah.
Bud
I
versus
like
Bud
the
Light.
puppies though. I like the puppies and the kitties.
Yep.
And
Beavis
yeah.
and Butthead, I think, at one point had it.
yeah.
There's a lot of halftime, but yeah, this whole
I
like,
mostly like I love like the Mexican dip, like the Mexican bean dip and the buffalo chicken dip. It's all about the dips. It's all about the dips and the little mini hot dogs wrapped in a blanket, and that's. I don't care. I don't even know who's playing or what's happening, but
yeah,
we have these things to look forward to. We have the Oscars and the Golden Globes, all that kind of stuff. So Valentine's Day, I don't know. We have Martin Luther King Day coming up. January is good. Let's just say January 2026 is tomorrow.
yeah.
We didn't say that, but I hope that everyone looks back on 2025 for the good, the bad, the ugly, and we learn from it. We move forward.
I just make a goal
Yeah.
and just like not a New Year's resolution. I don't do
No,
resolutions. I have goals,
resolution.
like comedy goals.
Yeah.
I have comedy goals, and I just pursue them. And I don't. All those things you mentioned are not things that are on my calendar.
Yeah.
I use this time of year to really look. It's almost like lock in.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
days are short, and there's nothing really. There's not too many temptations like, oh, I could go to the beach today,
Yeah,
or I
yeah.
could go out and stay out late tonight. And no, it's like the weather sucks, everything's dead. Like just nose
Order
to the grindstone.
pizza.
Yeah,
put
write,
it-
perform.
Yeah.
Go out I go out like 3 nights a week.
Yeah, I usually do that.
3 or 4.
Every other week. I usually take a break because I'll just with my kids.
I took this week off. Like it was a whole week for the show we did Saturday.
Yeah.
I hadn't done anything since MGM Springfield the weekend
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
It was the first time I didn't do anything for a week, and I'm
Yeah.
driving in. I'm like, I hope I didn't collect some rust.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's kind of a long time to not stay fresh.
Yeah.
And it just kind of came out. I feel
Yeah.
like the break worked for me.
I like the breaks too. Like I typically book every other week.
Yeah.
Because I have my kids, they're teenagers, and I'm there for them. And I mean, I see them pretty much every day anyway. But I'll do dinners with them, drive them to their dance and
Yeah.
sports and
Yeah.
PT or whatever. And so, if it's a paid show and somebody invites me to do it, then obviously I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like a mic or whatever, like it's not even on my radar that I'm going to go.
Yeah.
And then I won't, I just won't go to things when I'm, spending time with my kids, which is great. But then, when I don't have them, like, I'll go out 2-3 nights, and try to perform, and I'll book shows. Yeah. So it's all
Nice.
about like booking shows. I want to meet new people. I want to, new different promoters. I want to try to get into some new,
Yeah.
some
Throw
some venues
throw a
and clubs.
festival in there too.
Yeah, no, I
Endeavor
definitely
to do a festival.
I'm
somewhere.
definitely applying to festivals. I applied to a few. I haven't been accepted to one yet, but there's only a couple that I've applied to.
It's good to not be accepted. It makes you want to work harder.
Yeah, and again,
Or makes you go, oh, what the hell? It
but again,
depends what kind of
if
person you
there's
are.
like 400 people applying and they only have room for like 30, like I don't feel bad, But
yeah.
it would be nice to get on a couple festivals and then just work with new people, work with develop friendships with people I already have, and just try to keep it cool.
Yeah, man. Make
Yeah.
it worthwhile. I mean, life's short.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not going to be here in 40 years.
Well, I'd like to be in my 90s.
Oh wow, you
I
have.
would. Oh yeah. I'm gonna be like a sexy grandma in like a leopard,
Good for you.
long,
Yeah.
like caftan.
Yeah.
In Florida. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you're gonna be.
I'm gonna be like Magda from some.
You're gonna be like Blanche from Golden Girls.
Yeah, Golden Girls, or the lady from Something About Mary, Magda.
Oh God, with the leather,
with the leather
the
face.
skin.
Yeah,
Oh my
totally.
God, with the
with
dog.
my niece,
Yes.
my grandniece. Yeah, and the dog. Yeah,
That's hot.
absolutely. I'm gonna be right. I'm not going anywhere.
I hope
I'll be like Phyllis Diller.
I don't have many. I don't know.
Live long and prosper. Come on, live a
Well,
long
you're a
life.
woman, so you're gonna live longer.
Well,
Just-
yeah.
just-
Well, you've got kids. Come on. Positivity for 2026.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yes.
Okay,
Good
so
health.
just before we let you go, melissarushcomedy.com.
That's right.
Okay, and anything else?
At Melissa Rush Comedy for Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah.
TikTok. I don't use that much, but I have. And yeah, just come check me out. And if you want to book me for shows, if you want to book Rick, you know what to do. And I love fundraisers. I love a daytime lunch show. I love women events. I've done all kinds of fun stuff. So
Cool.
yeah, let's get this year going, 2026.
All right. Let's start right now.
Right now.
Okay. See ya.